UFC 285, Jones versus Ngannou. Pay-per-view UFC card builder. I'm going to be going over every single fight I think should happen at UFC 285, every prelim fight, every early prelim fight, the main event, the co-main event, everything on this card. I'm going to go through top to bottom all the fights I would like to see and that I would make if I was Sean Shelby or Dana White for UFC 285. We already gave away the main event of Francis Ngannou and Jon Jones, so that's already fairly obvious for you that is going to be the main event, because right now, looking at the future fights inside of the UFC, let's go to the Fight Center right here, or we'll just go to the UFC Fight Night, Cater versus Emmett, click the UFC Fighting Championship right here. We got March in the T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. We got UFC 284. Is Jon Jones going to fight in Perth? No. Is he going to fight in Brazil? No. Is he going to be at UFC 282? Well, no, they already have their main event. So obviously, main event makes perfect sense to be Jon Jones and Francis Ngannou, the #1 heavyweight in the world and the former #1 light heavyweight in the world. Before we get in the co-main event and all the other main card fights, we're going to start with the bottom and go up to the top. So the first fight we got for y'all, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Khaos Williams and Jeremiah Wells. Jeremiah Wells going out there in this UFC welterweight division, getting finish after finish after finish. This dude has dynamite in his hands, and the same gosh dang thing can be said for his opponent right here in Khaos Williams. Jeremiah going out there, rear nakeding Blood Diamond, knocking out Warley Alves, a guy that beat Colby Covington by submission. This dude just starches him in round number 2. And then he knocked out Court McGee. This dude has the finishing ability. Khaos Williams, same thing, knocked out Miguel Baeza, rocked and knocked out Abdulrazak Al-Hassan and Alex Morono in the UFC, only losing a very controversial split decision to Randy Brown and a decision to a ranked welterweight in Michel Pereira. And having this as our first fight of the night, this is going to open up the card very, very well. Two high, prolific finishers in the welterweight division in the first fight of the night. Oh my gosh, we're going to start the card off with an absolute bang. I do believe Jeremiah Wells would probably win, but I don't know. It's a very close one. Could go either way. Second fight we got on the early prelims is Chidi Njokuani and Armin Petrosyan. Tell me that you do not want to watch this fight. This is a freaking banger in the UFC's middleweight division. I mean, I know they're pretty low-ranked UFC middleweight fighters, but Armin Petrosyan went out there, put on an all-out classic war against Gregory Rodriguez for 3 straight rounds. Had a pretty good fight with AJ Dobson as well, and put him against this man right here in Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani, who also had a banger with Gregory Rodriguez. Showed good finishing ability, getting 3, 4 KO TKO wins in a row. I mean, this would be an absolute banger. 2 high-level kickboxers and Muay Thai guys in this middleweight division. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's all I gotta say. Armin Petrosyan and Chidi Bang Bang Njokuani. We got Ignacio Bahamondes, Ludovic Klein. This one was originally scheduled for, I believe, UFC London. If I'm getting that one correctly, if I'm not, correct me down below in the comments. But I do believe this is a rescheduled matchup that I am trying to make here in the UFC's lightweight division. But Ignacio Bahamondes, he just seems to always put on fun fights. Very good fight with John McDessie. Got a finish on Dana White's Contender Series, a damn wheel kick with 5 seconds left. A Bravo choke against Zhu Rong. Always putting on fun fights. So is Ludovic Klein. So why not put these two guys, 47 and number 46, in the lightweight division, put them against each other in a banger matchup in the lightweight division. We go down a weight class to the featherweights in Nate Landwehr and Hakeem Dawodu. Hakeem Dawodu was doing very good in the UFC's featherweight division, beating a lot of high-level guys like Mike Trizano, It's moving away right here like Zubaira Tukhugov, Julio Arce, and some other guys earlier on in his career, only losing an undefeated Movsar Evloyev, and then Julian Erosa, who's about to be in the top 15, but he's coming off a loss right here, has to go down in the rankings. We're not going to go Lerone Murphy, Ryan Hall, Andre Feely, Nathaniel Wood, a Zubair Tukhugov rematch. We're going to go Nate Landor because this dude has proven that he deserves to be at the top of this division, beating Darren Elkins, Ludovic Klein, and David Onama, only losing to Julian Erosa in a pretty premature stoppage in my opinion. So two guys losing to Julian Erosa that put on barn burners. Nate Landor puts on fireworks every time he goes out there. So let's do it in the featherweight division. Next one, it's already scheduled for the UFC 285, so really was not much thought that came into it on this one. Jamie Pickett and Bo Nickel in the middleweight division. It's already scheduled. I think Bo Nickel's going to destroy Jamie Pickett, so we had to add it. I think this is going to be the last early prelim fight of the card. And we got another middleweight matchup here with Roman Dolidze and the loser of Joaquin Buckley and Chris Curtis. Right now, Chris Curtis is at number 14. Joaquin probably like number 16, number 17 in the middleweight division. Roman Dolidze probably like number 19 in the middleweight division. So the loser, whether they're still going to be ranked or whether they're going to be just right outside of the top 15 in the middleweight division, it don't matter. Roman knocking out Phil Halls in his last fight, knocking out Kyle Dawkins. Joaquin Buckley putting on banger after banger after banger, only losing to Nasruddin Imavov. Chris Curtis going out there putting on some very good fights as well in a close decision loss to Jack Hermanson 29-28. I believe no matter who Roman Dolidze fight next, in between these two guys, it would be a banger. And it definitely makes sense to be on this card as Chris and Joaquin are going to be at UFC 282. Give them a few months to fight at the UFC 285 pay-per-view. And we got a very good fight. Next one is our only women's MMA fight, and a little premature given this weekend's fight. We got winner of Molly Meatball McCann and Erin Blanchfield in the flyweight division. I do believe that's going to be Erin Blanchfield, but even if Molly McCann goes out there and is able to beat Erin Blanchfield, that'll move her pretty high into this flyweight division and put her against Caitlin Chukagian on another Patty the Batty fight card. It would be absolutely insane. So either way, Caitlin versus Erin or Caitlin versus Molly. Either way, if Molly wins or if Erin wins, they're both deserving of a big step up in the flyweight division, so why not do this? Speaking of this weekend again, we got Carlos Ulberg and Nicolae Negumereanu in the light heavyweight division. I believe both of them are deserving of a top 15 fight should they win this weekend at UFC 281. If Nicolae Negumereanu gets the win in dominant fashion, give this man a top 15 fight. If Carlos Ulberg KOs Nicolae Negumereanu, we got a good kickboxing and striking match with Khalil Roundtree and Carlos Ulberg. I like either one of these matchups, in my opinion. We got another prelim fight, our second to last. Adrian Yanez and Rob Font in the bantamweight division for reasons you already know. Come on, guys. Rob Font, the number 7 bantamweight in the world. Adrian Yanez, the number 14 bantamweight in the world. Frankie Edgar is going to retire, so Yanez will move to number 13. Not going to fight Umar, not going to fight Ricky. Might fight Yadong Song, but I don't want him. I don't want to do a prospect versus prospect type of fight. Dominic Cruz, I doubt it. Pedro Munoz, I doubt it. Rob Font makes a lot of sense in my opinion, so let's do it. Veteran versus newcomer, both very good boxers in the bantamweight division. Give Adrian Yanez his first big test in this division in a banger 3-round war. I love it in my opinion. Last prelim fight we got in the lightweight division, I believe number 10 in the lightweight division right here. Jalen Turner and number 15 Grant Dawson. Top 15 lightweights in the world going at it. Jalen Turner, the tallest, lengthiest guy in this lightweight division, going against a guy that's been missing weight a little bit in this lightweight division. Both guys very big for the lightweight division. Jalen, even though he's bigger than Grant Dawson, has not missed weight for the lightweight division. So let's put them against each other, see who the better weight bully is in the lightweight division. I believe Jalen Turner is going to win, but Grant's got a good shot to win that one. Either way, the winner of this one, I wouldn't really want to see Jalen versus Dan Hooker, Damir Shmagulov. Ferguson, McGregor, anything like that. So, the winner of a Grant Dawson, Jalen Turner could probably get a Rafael dos Anjos type of fight next in the lightweight division. Then we have the first fight on the main card. What makes a good pay-per-view? Derek Lewis being on it, of course. Derek Lewis is going to be fighting Sergey Spivak at UFC Fight Night. Well, Lewis versus Spivak. Personally, I do believe Derek Lewis is going to lose that fight, and I believe Jairzinho Rozenstruik is going to go out there and beat Chris Daukaus. So in that case, two guys not really doing too good in the heavyweight division. Lewis on a little bit of a losing streak. I mean, Jairzinho with a good knockout win on Chris Daukaus. Put these two men together, in my opinion, most likely is going to be a Jairzinho and of course, Derek Lewis. And what is going to be Biggie Boy versus the Black Beast. That'd be a banger. Even Chris Daukaus, sorry about that, versus Derek Lewis is still going to be an absolute banger in this heavyweight division. So either way this goes, Lewis versus Jairzinho, Lewis versus Daukaus, either way, it's a banger way to start the UFC pay-per-view. Second fight, we're going to have the injured Alexander Rakic take on the winner this weekend. We got a lot of fighters that are going to be on this card that are fighting this weekend at UFC 281. We got Ryan Spann and Dominic Reyes right there. I believe Dominic Reyes is going to win. And if he does beat Ryan Spann, it's not going to give him a title shot, not going to give him a #1 contender fight, but it'll get him one step closer to the title, get Alexander Rakic a chance to get back in it in the light heavyweight division. Dominic Reyes versus Alexander Rakic. By the time UFC 285 rolls around, Alexander should be done with his injury that he sustained against Jan Blachowicz, so should be a good fight. Another one we got is Josh Emmett and Yair Rodriguez in the featherweight division. Right now, the #2 contender and the #5 contender. I think Arnold Allen and Max Holloway should fight right there. Volkanovski is probably going to go out there and fight Islam Makhachev. Put a little bit of a bracket going here in the featherweight division. One of those fights, I do believe, is going to be the man, the myth, the legend, Yair Rodriguez taking on Josh Emmett in a 5-round non-main event, non-co-main event, but just make it 5 rounds. We no need to make it an interim title. If the UFC wants to make it an interim title, they could, and they could move this to the co-main event above that co-main event, but either way, 5 rounds no matter what. Josh Emmett, Yair Rodriguez on this main card. Co-main event, you already saw it, but Colby Covington and Khamzat Chimaev in the welterweight division. The #3 welterweight contender in the world and the #2 welterweight contender in the world. UFC 286 is going to be it's going to be Usman versus Edwards. So they'll fight around the same amount of time, and then the winner of both of those two fights probably fight in December in a main event of a pay-per-view. Khamzat versus Usman, Colby versus Usman, Colby versus Edwards, Khamzat versus Edwards. Got a lot of different things that can happen there, but that's what I got. And obviously, the main event, John Bones Jones and Francis Ngannou. That is what I got. The first fight of the night to the last fight of the night, they are all bangers. Chaos Williams, Jeremiah Wells, Chidi Njokuani, Armen Petrosian, Ignacio Bahamondes, Ludovic Klein, Nate Landauer, and Hakeem Dawodu, Bo Nickel and Jamie Pickett, Roman Dolidze versus the loser of Joaquin Buckley and Chris Curtis, Caitlin Chukagian versus the winner of Molly McCann and Aaron Blanchfields, Khalil Roundtree versus the winner of Carlos Zulberg and Nicole Negomarianu, Adrian Yanez versus Rob Font, Jalen Turner and Grant Dawson. We got Derek Lewis versus, well, Chris Daukaus or Jairzinho Rozenstruik. We got Alexander Rakic versus the winner of Ryan Spann and Dominic Reyes, Josh Emmett and Yair Rodriguez, Colby Covington, Khamzat Chimaev, and John Jones, Francis Ngannou. Definitely a fight card I feel is very, very willing and worthy of buying the pay-per-view. I'm not even going to stream this pay-per-view. It is that good. I will be buying this pay-per-view. It is an absolute banger from bottom to top. I love every single one of these fights. Make sure to like and subscribe and put your UFC 285 that you would like to make down below in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, go check out some other videos. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you in the next one.